Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking into the disappearance of Susan Curtis. And she went missing June 27th, 1975 from Provo, Utah. She was only 15 years old. This says she was 5'7" and 120 pounds. The missing person left the youth conference in Provo and never returned. And there's a photo of her. And that's still small, so. And then we have the Charlie Project, and there's some more photos of her. She was wearing a full-length yellow evening gown. Susan is from Bountiful, Utah. She was attending the Bountiful Orchard Youth Conference at Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, when she disappeared on June 27, 1975. She had ridden her bicycle 50 miles from Bountiful to Provo to attend the conference. It's crazy, which lasted 2 days. She was last seen on the first day of the conference. That evening, following a formal banquet at the Wilkinson Student Center, she left her friends to walk back to her dormitory and brush her teeth. The distance was about a quarter of a mile. Authorities don't believe Susan ever arrived at her dormitory because when they checked her toothbrush, it was dry. A professor at the university may have seen Susan 4 days after she went missing, trying to sell a textbook in the back of his class. He identified her from a photograph and stated she was wearing a blue knit top and faded blue jeans at the time. I don't think it was her, though. Besides this alleged sighting, there has been no indication of Susan's whereabouts since the day she disappeared. Susan was a student at Woods Cross High School at the time of her disappearance. She was on the track team and the girls' baseball team during her freshman year. She had a history of running away from home for days at a time, but she was never missing for very long. The serial killer Ted Bundy confessed to Susan's murder before his 1989 execution. He stated he had buried her body along a highway near Price, Utah, but a search of the site turned up no evidence. A photo of Bundy is posted with a case summary. He said he buried her body in Price, Utah. Susan has never been located, but it is believed that she was one of his victims. And here's the Doe Network. This says she has long brown straight hair, hazel eyes, nickname Sue, and that she went missing on the first day of the conference. So, yeah, I don't think she ran away, and I really don't believe that. I think that the one that saw her was just a misidentification, I'm sure. And then I was trying to find somebody that, looked similar to her that could have been about the time she went missing. And there's this one, and it's all the way in Florida, though. And, I don't think she'd be that far away. But this one's 5'6", died in 1982. Florida, not recognizable. A blue and orange striped long sleeve shirt. So I don't know. Age 11 to 20. And there's the photo, and I'll go to Susan's photo and this one so that you can see, and then we'll do these. It looks similar, but it's reaching because that's so far away. And then we have this one, Eatonville, Pierce County, Washington, died probably around 1976 to 1978, 5'7", brown hair with blonde highlights, 13 to 17 inches long, light smoker, blue sweater with pink shoulders and a zipper in front, pad on the back, multicolored striped t-shirt with button front. Colored stripes consist of red, yellow, white, green, 2 shades of blue back and lavender, blue denim pants, green sports caster windbreaker jacket with inside pocket, size medium, panty size 7, and a blue Trax tennis shoes with a white chevron size 6. Marlboro cigarette pack. 2 fishermen found a skull southwest of Eatonville on the north side of Michelle River, where it crosses Mount Highway. Investigators found additional remains and clothing. Missing persons cases were compared with unidentified case without success. It isn't clear what happened to the remains. There is no indication in the sheriff's office records, and the coroner's records on the case are missing. So the coroner's records are missing, and it's not clear what happened to the remains. The remains and clothing were destroyed on May 10, 1985. There are speculations that the remains belonged to Donna Gail Manson, a victim of serial killer Ted Bundy. Manson disappeared in 1974 from Olympia, Washington, and wore similar clothing to this unidentified female. She could not conclusively be identified as Manson, yet could not be excluded based on dental records. Despite the similarity with the clothing and some features, Manson was reportedly shorter. Bundy also claimed to have destroyed Manson's skull. Okay, and then we have this one. May 9, 1978, just says years prior, Williams, Oregon, Josephine County, partial skeletons only, ages 14 to 18, so it could be almost anybody. Loggers discovered the victim's partial skeletal remains in a wooded area of Holcomb Peak, and I would imagine it would be somebody that went missing near there. And they said one of Bundy's girlfriends used to drive him in the hills behind Lake, I think it was Lake Sammamish, is that how you say it? State Park. So I'm not sure which hills, but I would imagine, because they were interested in the fact that he was always having her drive him through the hills there. And so they thought maybe this would be an area where some of his victims would later be found. Or maybe it was. So he would tell her he was looking for an aunt or some old woman who was family. And he was saying he would say he was trying to find her place. So, and I guess the girlfriend was Liz that he had driving him through these areas. Anyway, if you have any idea what might have happened to Susan Curtis, please contact authorities. Even if you gave the information years ago, please contact them and give them the information again. If you know who any of these unidentified females are, please let authorities know. And don't forget to pray for their loved ones and their family. And thank you so much for tuning in. And please feel free to leave comments. Have a great day. Bye-bye.